Welcome to math class. We are going to continue working from the MathWorks 10 workbook. In chapter 2, we're on to section 2.4, everybody's least favorite sections, deductions and net pay. How much money do you get after the government is going to take it all? So we're going to start off on page 106. We've got an example of John here. So what we're going to start with is a really simple skill. We've covered this pretty easy, but John has group life insurance and they ask for 1.5% of his salary, which is $450 every 2 weeks, to go to his group life insurance. So what we want to figure out is how much money is actually going to that group life insurance. So first thing we need to do is convert this to a decimal. So we go ahead and divide it by 100 and we get 0.015. We're going to multiply it by his paycheck, and we find out that he gives $6.75 every paycheck to his group life insurance company. Pretty straightforward, right? Let's take a look at one more quick example on page 107, number 1. They're asking you about federal taxes. Now, federal taxes are often automatically deducted from paychecks. So what they're saying is if the tax rate is 15%, you get a $750 paycheck. How much money is 15% going to wind up being? Follow the same steps. We divide by 100 to get a decimal, so we get 0.15. We're going to multiply it by our paycheck, 750. And we wind up finding out that $112.50 goes to income tax, or is deducted from your paycheck every time you get paid. Straightforward, right? Awesome. We're going to move ahead to the next example. On page 108, there is an example on the top of the page there of a fellow named, I'm going to guess, Jar. Jar has a gross income of $785. Okay. His net income was $625. Gross, net. These are important terms to learn. Gross is how much you should be getting paid. Net is how much you actually get. Let's put actually get up here. Okay. Actually get after deductions, taxes, etc. So net pay is basically how much is left over. So what they want to do for Jars, he knows that he was supposed to be getting paid $785. His paycheck only came out to $625.42. Now he's not panicking, he knows that money was supposed to come out, but he wants to know exactly what percentage of his pay came out as deductions. So we're going to help him sort that out. And the way we do that is by, right off the bat, we are going to figure out the difference. So 785 minus 25.42 is going to give us $159.28. Same as we figure out our marks on our test. So I'm going to take the partial, I'm going to divide it by the total, and I wind up with 0.2033, which I then multiply by 100, and I find out that his deductions are about 20.3% of his gross pay. Skills that we've covered before, hopefully you should be able to do them on your own. We're going to take a look at a quick example here together. So on that same page, we're looking at Samara's monthly taxable income. So she knows that she gets a salary her monthly income of $3,276.54. If she paid $757.24 in taxes, she wants to know what is the percentage. Yeah. So we're going to help her figure that out. They already did the first step for us. We know that she paid $757.24 in taxes. We know that her total was $3276.54. We're going to divide that number, then we're going to immediately multiply it by 100, and we find out that her deductions are about 23%. Go ahead and try those same methods for questions 5 and 6. Meanwhile, we're going to fly ahead to the next example, Alfonso. Alfonso's actually got a bit of a complicated case here. Let's see if it's going to keep bumping me down. Okay. Once we get to cases like this, we have to remember to do it step by step. So Alfonso has a gross income of $852 every week. Now he's got a bunch of deductions. So before his tax, he's got 2.5%. Going to his union, he's got 3%. Going to, looks like it's a pension plan. So we need to figure these all out before tax. He's also got a federal tax rate of, let me pick a different color here, 16.2%, and a provincial tax rate of 5.4%. And after tax, he's also got some contributions for CPP, which is 4.95%, and 1.8%. So the tricky part about this question is we have to take some of the deductions away in certain steps. So there's some of these deductions that are going to be done before we actually calculate the taxes in order to get his income. So we're going to figure out what 2.5 and 3% of his original salary is. So I'm going to start off and save myself an easy step. I'm going to call this 5.5%, which then becomes 0.055. I'm going to multiply that by 852, and I am left with 46.86. So I get $46.86. So now I'm going to take that away. So 852 minus 46.86, and I'm left with 805. Ooh, let's try rewriting that again. I'm left with $805.14. This is the number. This is what they call taxable income. So now I have to apply these taxes to this number after I've taken away these particular deductions. So I'm going to follow the same step here. I'm going to add these up and save myself a little bit of time. So 16.2 plus 5.4 is actually going to give me 21.6%. I'm going to convert that to a decimal. So I get 0.216 times $805.14, and that gives me an answer of, oh, did I lose my recorder here? There we go. Which gives me an answer of 173.91. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing again for his contributions to CPP and EI. So I'm also going to use his taxable income for that. So I'm going to do the same steps. I'm going to add those to, gives me 6.75%, converted to a decimal, 0.0675 times $805.14, which then gives me an answer of 54.35 after I round it up. My next step is going to be to add both of those numbers together. So I get 173.91, which gives me 228.26. Now, my last step is to then minus that from my total. So, oops, sorry, I didn't see my screen go haywire there. 805.14 minus 228.26 gives us our answer of 576.88 cents. And there we go. That's how we do it. All we have to do is break it down into steps. So we have over here, we had our before tax deductions. We took those away. We managed to figure out what our taxable income was. Then we actually applied our taxes to our taxable income, as well as our CPP and EI contributions got applied against our taxable income. We figure out how much they are once we take them away from our taxable income, and we find out that Alfonso is going to get a check with $576.88 on it. Go ahead and try the last couple of example questions, and I will see you in class.